Hello there, survivors. Welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended. Today, I'm showing you some brand new Elven Structure Skins in ARK Survival Ascended. I'm very excited for this reel. I've been playing around with these skins for the past few weeks, and I can tell you, they are exciting. They are something brand new, something fresh for ARK. And if, like me, you're a big fan of The Lord of the Rings, you'll probably be very excited for the possibilities that this skin will give us. Because, well, as you can see, I've built Rivendell with them. More on that later. Today, we're going to first take a look at all of these skins. I'm going to try to show you everything that is already available in these brand new Elven Structure Skins. They are releasing, by the way, this Thursday, so pretty soon. Yeah, there's a few different sets in here. So you've got your typical, like, Rivendell inspired set, as I like to call it, like stone structures and a lot of cool details. You've got your darker wood structures for those nice balanced tones. And of course, you've got your white structures, but you also have a lot of very nice details, some modular pieces like big windows that are 3 walls tall. You've got your nice gates, you've got even curved roof pieces and even taller pieces, and a bunch of decor items, and of course some of the utility skins already available. So I am very excited to take you with me to take a look at these brand new skins. I think a lot of people will be quite excited by these. But yeah, we'll see for ourselves. You can already see a little bit of my Rivendell build. Again, very happy with the one, how this came out. Of course, I already did a Rivendell build like a long time ago using ASR. But yeah, this is definitely a step up. And yeah, it's really cool. I'm very excited, as you can probably tell. And I hope you guys will like this as well. So yeah, let's go hop into ARK and take a proper look. But hello there, everyone. Welcome in. So first, we're gonna try and take a look at all of the different available structures. Here we go. This is me. It's not Elven at all. But yeah, I've tried to set up an area to do this in, and to hopefully showcase you all of the skins. I'm gonna try not to forget anything. I do need to fly all the way over to the redwoods at some point as well, because I'm pretty sure at least one of the skins can be applied to a tree platform too. So we don't want to forget that. Definitely worth doing. But first we'll start here, going through some of the basic structures, then the utility skins, and then some of the decor options that you have. Because as I said, there's quite a few things already. And after launch, there's probably gonna be a few extra additions, of course. So yeah, exciting news in my opinion. So let's start right over here. So first of all, let's just take a look at what the skin itself looks like and what it has to offer. So yeah, we have all of these different skins in this pack. So you have your Elven stone structures, which are kind of like your basic pieces. You've got the Elven structure skins, which is the tiles and the stone trim. So these are a little bit more special, and they have a little bit more of the intricate details. Then we have our wooden structure set, the dark wood structure set. We also have ornaments for this. We have the same for the light wood. So this is the white wooden sets, which also look really cool. And it also has an ornament set available. Modular structures. So these again are for a triple wall to create a big window, or to create some really cool looking pillars. And then, of course, you've got your crafting stations. You can see which are currently available. More coming soon, as the skin says. We have interior decor. We have kitchen decor. We have curtains. Very excited. And we have some exterior decor as well. So quite a few things, as you can imagine. And as we saw in the beginning cinematic in my build, yeah, you can do some really cool things with these. Some of the most exciting pieces are definitely the fact that we can have some curved roofs, which is of course really nice because that's not normal in ARK. That's something brand new, and yeah, that is definitely a really cool addition. So first of all, let's start out with the stone set and let's see what that looks like before we go through all of the other sets. And I'm gonna try my very best to showcase everything and not forget any pieces, but yeah, that's quite a bit. So the basic stone texture for a foundation is just like this, so some nice stone bricks. Let me just be sure. Yeah, there is actually some extra variants, so you also have some cleaner aesthetic with some nice sides to them. And yeah, I think those are it. So you have two versions right away for this first set. Quite a nice texture, and definitely one nice to use as a base for your builds. Then we have all our walls here, so we can start with adding the skins for them, and you will instantly see some really cool things here, I think. And let's also skin the actual insides of this. So again, this is all of the stone structures. You can see the blank wall here, quite a nice and clean structure set just to kind of fill up your walls. You also have this available with some side borders, and you can even have them on one side, for example, if you want them only at the very ends of your walls, both sides. So quite easy to use this way. Then we have the normal door. As you can see, instantly adds some nice details above your door, but you also can choose for the other wooden variant if you want to. And I don't know if you can do the same for the door itself. I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, that is a very exciting texture. And of course, if you want to make this taller, you can combine it with the tall door skin, because if you place this above it, of course, it will still form a very nice door. And this also, of course, will have the wooden version, the dark wooden version too, if you want that. There we go. We have the bot maker in the house as well. Yeah, there's some last minute additions and changes being made still, but I can tell you it's a very exciting skin to use. Then we have the double door. This is probably one of my favorites. It also has the curve available, and again, you can stack these if you want to have taller doorways. You can quite easily do so. Also, there is a darker wood available for this, and for this one you also have this variant, which is one you want to use at the top. Yeah, you have those two versions available. I'm pretty sure that if you use the other woods, yeah, so if you want the other wood version, it is available, but not as part of the stone set. You'll have to use the different set, but again, you can really easily combine a lot of these. And then we have the windows here, just this one. So this is all of the stone wall pieces. Then let's take a look at some of the pillars. So this is the basic pillar, the basic beams. And then we also, of course, have a smaller pillar here, over there. And then we have the thin pillar and the thin beams right here too. So these have a few variants as well. So you can change them to get some different looks depending on what you're looking for. You can see some really nice details on these. So definitely very exciting. I really like this one as well, with like the 4 smaller pillars. But yeah, something for every kind of use case, I suppose. And there we go. So that's all the versions for the normal pillar. Then we also have some versions for the beams. This is great, of course, for on the top of your roof if you want to add some details. You also have them here with the nice ending pieces. So if you want to have some nice detail at the end of your roofs, and for the other direction, so that you don't have to mess around with placing the beam in the right spot, which is very useful. And then we have this one, and this is actually suited if you want to have an edge at the bottom of your roofs. Most roof pieces will have those already, but there's some where they don't have that, and that's when you use these beams to still get a very nice looking trim. And then, of course, we have the default for the half one. I think it's just, yeah, it's just the normal one. Then we got these thin pillars, which have a few variants as well. Very nice little detailed pillar there. We have the thin pillar itself, which already looks very detailed too, but you can also get the stone version if you prefer that one. And then I don't know, I don't think there's any. Oh yeah, this will have the trims, of course. So yeah, you can also use these as the trims, but usually I go with the bigger one because it's easier to find this and hit this if you're trying to skin and change the skins. But yeah, you can see it's already a pretty nice amount of variations here. We have our quarter walls and our railings here too, that you can see take on the same textures as the wall. If you want to go for the quarter pieces, I think that's all. You have these railings, which are really nice. If you want to create like a safe border of your build, I think that's all the versions for this skin. Again, there's a bunch of different skins, so there is a lot of options that you want to get familiar with when you start building. We do not have a ladder for this one. We have our sloped walls. Let's take a look at these. So yeah, again, the nice clean texture that we've had everywhere. You can also get this in a more curved version. There we go. And then we have these arches, and these arches will really help you with the curved roof pieces that are also available for these cosmetics. And as I said, there's even the steeper curved roofs. So if you want to go for some steeper roofs, you have the matching walls. Of course, the hitbox doesn't change, so this can only be used at the top of your building, but it's definitely an exciting addition to allow you to do some different builds than we normally can. And we also have these with a nice dark wooden trim instead, and of course also these steeper versions. Then we have these beautiful pieces if you want to create some windows. So this is with still the arched roof. We have that also with the different wood, and then we're back to the normal one. So I guess it would be maybe nice to also have it with the window in these normal pieces, but you can see there is a ton of versions for that. And then I think for the shadow one, it's just this normal clean aesthetic, so you can still match it with your walls, which is very, very exciting. Then let's see, we have of course our little quarter stairs here. We have our staircase here and our normal stairs right there. Again, using those nice stone textures. I think there's no versions for these, but yeah, I really like these the brick texture on these. Definitely make for some nice nice staircases. There we go. Then I think it's time to take a look at some of these roofs. So we have the ramps over here that you can turn into some roofs, as you can see, including the quarter pieces, of course. And then we can also change this. As you can see, it will get a little trim at the bottom. Let me actually do this on this side. It's a bit easier to see. So you always can have a little trim at the bottom, which is quite exciting. You can have one with the side border here as well. Nice trim at the end of your roof. You can have this one. So this is more for the middle part of your roof. And you can have this, which is very well suited for the top of your roof, getting these nice curves in there too. And then we have, of course, the other side of the building. We also want this, so then you'll have the same versions for over there. So again, you can make some really nice shapes for your roofs. And then we're back to the default one. So that's all those pieces. And then I think oh, there is some few different pieces for this, I guess, to match the patterns of the roof itself. I don't know why the lighting changed. It seems like we got a bit of a heat wave going on all of a sudden. There we go. But yeah, this is really exciting, of course. And then we have the actual roof pieces themselves, which, as you can see, they have the same pattern, but of course then they are a bit steeper. And once again, these will give you all those versions, but these will also give you the curved versions. You know, they have these curved versions. They also have different versions of that. We have the steeper version. So if you want a steeper curved roof, you've got that available. And then we have, I think this is with the trim, is it? And then we have, yeah, this is the trim right here at the bottom. We have, of course, the one with the side trim. You'll have the middle trim, and you'll have those curved trims at the end. And then we have them for the other side as well, of course, so that you can make your whole roofs nicely trimmed at all of the edges, which is really great. And then we even have this little detail, which I actually quite like. So a little bit of a tower window, which is a great little addition to make your roofs a little bit interesting, especially if you've got bigger roofs. This is a really nice one to add in there, just to add that, just, you know, the extra little bit of detail and interest. And then we're back to the normal roof pieces. And then again, I think these ones have yeah, the both patterns, so that you can make them match if you need to. Then we have a bunch of the triangle roof pieces here in all the different versions. We also have the corner pieces here in a bunch of the different versions. And then we also have all of our ceiling things available here, including the quarter one. We have our cellar door here, and we got our ramp corner pieces. And then I think we also have, yeah, we also have the well, from the cellar door you can of course go into the hangar and the barn door, so we also have those available. So everything pretty much is available here. And then for these pieces you have curved options available, which is really exciting if you want to go for some nice curved roofs. Also, that steeper curve is here. And then we also have stairs available, which is quite nice, because you can create some different stair shapes with these, which is very, very useful. And then we also have the trims for the side of the roof. So if you want to, yeah, create those nice trimmed sides, you can do so. And then I think, yeah, we've seen all of those versions. Of course, that also is for these versions. So if you want to go all the way around with your curved roofs, you can certainly do so. And then also, of course, the stairs you can make go around. You have the trims available for all of these, so you can make sure that you can, yeah, trim around the entirety of your roof. Then we have the corner pieces, of course. Also, these will have a trim piece available on the possible sides. You have curved versions of this if you want to go for your curved roofs, steeper versions of these as well. So again, for curved roofs, if you've always wanted to be able to do that in ARK, this is gonna be great. As you can see, you can get some really nice and creative shapes with these, which is really refreshing, of course, because it's a bit different than what we'll maybe use from ARK. And you can see we have those trim pieces as well for some nice details at the end of your roof. So yeah, everything pretty much is here. We have, of course, our ceilings as well. You even have this one, so if you want to have a flat bit of roof, you can do that too. And you even have this one, so if you have an uneven number and you need to have a solution for that at the very top, you have a piece available for that, which is quite useful. Then we have the hatch frame as well. Quite like the details around the edge here, making it a little bit more 3D. We have our triangle pieces, of course, also available. And again, we can turn those into roofs if we need to. And then, of course, we have these cellar doors and the hangar and barn doors available too. And then we have our ramped pieces. These also have the trims available. They have no curved pieces for the ramp version. So just so that you are aware. But as you can see, there is already quite a bunch of different structures. I think that's all the basic structures except for these. We are almost forgot the triangles. These, of course, also have these textures, and then you can also change them in to the second version of those. So yeah, I think that is pretty much all of the basic pieces. I think these are large walls, so yeah, you can also have those available. Don't think there's versions for those. No, so that's just a big large wall. If you want to save on some structures, you can still skin these in those stone textures. And then we have, of course, some gateways. I really like this gate. As you can see, very nice, Very nice textures on that. And I think a new addition has also been the behemoth one. So if you want to have some big gates, you can do so, and they will look very, very cool. Then of course we also have all these cellar and hangar doors and barn doors in the bigger versions available. So those are also in the pack, with some really nice and intricate details on them, as you can see. So yeah, a bunch available, and this is just the first set. This is just the stone set, which, as you can see, has a bunch of different options already for you to utilize and to build with, which is a really good start, but it's definitely far from everything, because there's much more. Actually, you know what we'll do before we go around and let's do all the structures first, because otherwise it's gonna get confusing and I'm gonna forget things. So we also have the tiles and trim wall set, which actually can also be applied on the ground. As you can see, you get these really nice tiles. I don't think there's a second version of this, but yeah, if you want some different floors with some really nice patterns, then you also have this available. And of course we also have that for the ground. As you can see, quite like the look of that. We of course have that for the quarter pieces here as well. I don't think there's for the trims here, but yeah, for these quarter pieces I do know there's some versions, so you can also make them out of the darker wood or the lighter wood. Quite nice versions. There's no version for this. And then there is also the stairs available in those nice tiles, which is really nice. There's no slope walls. There's no shallow slope walls. That makes sense, of course. There's no pillars, but there is, of course, more walls available. So you can have them walls. Don't think you can have them on the doors. The walls do have a bunch of options. This will be available this Thursday. That's always when new premium cosmetics release. And that's when the Elven one is going to be dropping. So yeah, we have this wall, which you can see has some nice trims on it. And yeah, they actually work very well with the stone walls. You have this one with the darker wood version available too. And then we have some really nice details on them, as you can see. Really like these ones, and some really cool windows. I really like these, the triple window design. It's a really nice one to work with. And then we're back to the start. So again, there is a bunch of options there already, and yeah, really nice for building. Again, I don't think there's pillars. It's mostly the trims, the walls that they are used for. And we can use them on these pieces because we can also use them as stairs. So basically it's the floors, the stairs, and the walls, I think. So yeah, you also have all of these stairs available, which is quite nice with those textures. So yeah, there's none of those. You can of course use them on the ceilings again. So you also have those available with these textures. I don't think there's a hedge frame. Just checking just to be sure so I don't miss anything. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only those. So it's the walls, it's the floors, whether it's foundations or ceilings, both can be used. And you get those nice tiles or a bunch of details for all of your walls. Let me just check. Yeah, it should be all of those. So we have those nice tiles basically. So it's either the nice tiles or the extra details for your walls, which is quite cool. Then we have the dark wooden set, which, well, you can guess it. This is going to change your floors into some nice dark wood textures, which look pretty good. Then of course we can also have these for normal foundations, as you can see, but these of course will have versions for all of these pieces. So we have the walls, we have our doors if you want to go for the full wooden look, we have our double door, of course, and our window wall. So this is basically just a very nice dark wooden texture. As you can see, there is also some detail pieces for these. because well, yeah, if you want to have some more details for your walls, you can do so. These again can be combined quite well. You also have these pieces, but then just the wood, depending on what kind of build you want to go for. Maybe you want to go for like some wood elves and stuff. So yeah, there is a lot of things available here. Let's see, of course, we have our shallow slope wall here. We have our normal slope walls too, and these also have some curved versions. You also have these, so if you want to have your curved roofs, you can still use them. You have them for the steeper curved roofs, and you have them with the little window available, as well as with these extra details, and also for curved versions of those. So again, quite a lot of options there. We have, of course, some wooden stairs. You can have some wooden railings, which I quite like the look of, because they, well, I mean, I just like the details of those. And of course, quarter pieces available too. But yeah, quite a lot of versions available there. I don't think there's a ladder. I just placed all the structures here so I couldn't forget anything. And then of course we have all pillars and beams. Let's skin all of those. There we go. Yeah, you can already see for these thin versions we have some really nice details on there, but you can also change it back into the normal pillar. We have our normal thin pillar. I don't think that has an extra version. Oh, I don't think that's supposed to happen. I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to flip around. Might have to give that a shout. But yeah, we have these normal wooden pillars, which look really great in my opinion. I love the detail on them, but they have more versions. So you can have some extra supports to the sides, which is just visual, of course. Like this, there's no mesh there, of course, because it's still just a pillar. But these are really nice, of course, to create some proper supports to get your builds, yeah, looking a little bit nicer. But you can also have them on one direction or the other side. So yeah, you can really customize this. Oh, there's also a version for this. I almost forgot that. We have some nice railings. So yeah, whether you want to have, I guess this is more if you were building like a little pen for your creatures, this would work really well. I really like these ones for like nice balconies and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, there's a bunch here. Oh, seems like the quarter of the half beams are having some weird versions. But yeah, you also have the trims here if you want them in the wood, which is really nice. And then yeah, all the different trims you might need are available there. So yeah, that's all those wall pieces. Then we of course also have wooden roofs, which are similar, but then they are a little bit more muted. So again, if you want to go for a wood elven kind of build, these would work really well. Let's have a few of those skinned. And then of course we also have all these pieces too, and the ramp corners. There we go. So again, really nice textures there on the roofs or the ramps. This is, we have with the trim, we have with the side trims as well. So basically very similar in the amount they offer as the normal roofs, but then just a different color and texture, of course, if you want to go for those wooden vibes. But it's quite nice that they have all of the same variety in them. And then of course we have the roof pieces again. These will have the curved versions as well, which is of course very, very useful. You have the steeper versions of those, and then we have all the options with the different trims available, which again is very, very useful in my opinion, because yeah, you don't need to mess around a lot. You have all of the different options, including the one with the cool roof design for some extra details. So again, a lot of the variants in here. We also of course have these curved pieces, the steeper ones, the stairs. So yeah, if you want to build some different shapes for your stairs, very useful to have. And then of course we have them with all the different trims on the different sides, which is also quite useful indeed. And then also we have, of course, these pieces, which also have all of these different options, including the ones with all the trims. So no matter which direction you need them, you pretty much have those options available, which is quite useful in my opinion. Quite a lot of options there. And then of course also for these pieces we have the same things with the trims or without the trims. So yeah, again, lots of options available there. We of course can also use these on the ceilings, and we can use them on the hatch frame, the cellar door, the hangar door, and the barn door. And I don't know, the lighting changed again. Let's just clear the weather, please. So yeah, all those pieces are also available. There is also the roof version, of course, for these. So the same ones we had before. Let's not forget about the triangle. But yeah, as you can see, oh, this one seems to have the wrong texture. Gonna send a note of that. But yeah, as you see, we have all the different options available here, which is very nice, because this was just the third skin option. Let's see, these are also of course available for these pieces. So yeah, you can have your wooden gates here if you want to go for that look. So also those two are available with the nice textures. And well, we have already seen the smaller versions, but also the bigger versions are of course also available both for the hangar and the barn doors. So yeah, you can also have those in the darker wood if you wanted to. So again, lots of options, lots of choice for you to pick and choose from. We have of course our normal stairs here. We have this staircase, and we already had the quarter piece there as well. So yeah, again, they all have the wooden versions available. Then we have the ornaments for the wood. So these are very nice in my opinion. So yeah, you have these versions. You also have a slightly different curve, which also can be really useful for some supports of your builds. And then we also have the curved version, of course, for your curved roofs, and the steeper version as well. But I love the patterns in these. I think those are really, really exciting. I think if you use them on some of the pieces, they will just show the normal wooden structures. But in some cases, like this, you'll get your own little patterns to work with, which is quite useful. Again, I think for the pillars, they do the same thing. I'm pretty sure. Of course, the slope wall will change as well. The shallow slope walls. For some of these, they will have a different effect, as you can see. Well, this piece itself will not change, but the outside pieces will get a little bit more details in them, as you can see. Really good for gazebos, stuff like that with these textures. Very nice to use. And then there's actually also roof versions of these. So yeah, if you want to have these, then you can. Are these available for official servers? Not yet. This mod will release on Thursday. So Thursday is when these skins release. I'm just getting to show them early. Of course, we have those roof pieces. We have all of the roof pieces for these as well, which is really nice because I quite like them. No ramp corners, it seems. We have, of course, our ceilings too. Oh, and this is just the normal wooden version. And that stays normal too. Not expecting any changes there. But yeah, again, we have our ramps. We have the roofs, which also have the curved versions, which is really nice. We have the steeper roof. And then back to the normal one. And then for these as well, curved versions, which is really nice. Steeper curves. And the stairs again, which are the same as the normal wood textures. Will you be creating some build tutorials? Yes, I have built some Rivendell stuff that I'll be making tutorials for. I already actually had a Elven treehouse tutorial. You can totally make a few tiny changes and use this cosmetic, and it will look very, very good. Because this skin is perfect for those types of builds. But yeah, as you can see, we have all the different pieces here available. So also for these you have the curved options, the steeper curves, and then back to normal. So yeah, I was very excited to see all of this. I love the Elven styles, and yeah, this is a really fun one to use in my opinion. Yeah, you can also use it on foundations, but again it will just be wood, although yeah, it's just the same wood pieces, although this one seemed to be cleaner. Like yeah, this is a cleaner version of the wood, I guess. Like this has the separate planks. This is a bigger wooden piece. So yeah, that's the wooden set. And then we also basically have all of those same structures, but then as the white version. So both for the normal wooden pieces as well as these ornament pieces. So these still have the same planks, but yeah, we have all of these available as the white versions too. So yeah, if you want to go a little bit more Lothlorien style, I think this works very well for those. As you can instantly see, they are looking very, very nice. And I think it's pretty much the exact same again with the pillars. It's just the white wood, which is really nice. You don't have to use any paint for this. You can just change these with the skins themselves to get those different looks, which is great if you want to go for that different aesthetic. And again, of course, all those same versions that you expect, they are here as well. So again, all of these pieces will have those versions available. These of course too. So yeah, again, very nice addition. Means we have some really beautiful white roofs available too. There we go. And then we have of course the triangle pieces, the corner roofs, the ramps. All of the different pieces are again available also for these white textures, which is really nice. Is that everything? I think so. We of course have these pieces. So again, basically everything that we just had in those other wood pieces, we also have a beautiful white texture available for those, which is really useful for your different elven builds. And again, variant wise is going to be the same. You'll have all your trims available, which is really useful. You'll have your curved roofs, your steeper roofs, and all of the different trims again for all of these pieces. Same for these. Oh, we'll actually have the stairs as well as the curves here and the trims, as you can see. Again, very useful to work with. Basically, whatever you want, it's pretty much there. All of these curved pieces, all of the ramps, all of the trims. You can get some really nice builds together with these. We have our ceilings, of course, also the roof versions available. We have these pieces for the triangles, and of course the ramp corners with the trims too. So yeah, we have that, all the white versions, and then we have the ornament set as well for this. So again, for foundations, that's not really going to change much. For these walls, of course, that's going to definitely change because we get those extra details in there. Same for this. Oh, actually, you also, of course, have the railings here that we can use, which have the two versions in white available as well. And then, of course, for the walls, it's the same thing. We have all these ornamental sets available for the same pieces, which is really exciting in my opinion, because these are some beautiful sets, great for some gazebo style builds. And again, for your roofs, you'll have the same options, or for your ramps actually, this is, and then for your roofs, of course, we have the same versions available for your triangles, for your corners, and for your, not for the ramps again. And then we have the ceilings, of course. And well, those barn doors, etc. also are available. And we have, of course, all different versions. So whether you want to have the curves, the steeper curves, they are all here in the ornament version 2. So you can get some really creative builds together with these. And we have those stair pieces as well, which is really, really useful. We have these curved pieces. There we go. And yeah, allows you to do some pretty cool builds. So that's all the basic building sets, as I would say. But then we also have the modular set, which is actually also very, very useful. One of the options it has is for walls. As you can see, we need 3 walls. And then if I change the variance on these, you'll see a nice big window that you can use as a nice piece of detail for your builds, which is really convenient. Takes up very nicely together. But we also have different versions of this. So if you want this in the white texture, that's also available in the same skin. Looking very, very cool in my opinion. And again, we also have a darker wood version available for this, which is really, really cool in my opinion. And this is, of course, a great way to detail your walls, get some really nice and big windows into your builds. And I mean, the shapes of these windows, I think, are pretty exciting. So yeah, then we're back to the first option. So you have 3 different options for these, which I think is really useful. So no matter what style you've chosen for your builds, no matter which structure set you're using, you'll have an option available. And of course, mixing and matching will be very useful as well for these. Where the Gothic Cathedral build tutorial, it's actually already up on the channel. It will be public in the weekend, as usual. Tutorials are always pretty much posted in the weekend. Then we also have the modular pieces for all pillars. So let's actually get a pillar together, and then I want a little half pillar on top of there. So the modular structure set also works on pillars, and as you probably guessed, it means that we can create a nice tall pillar. Note that the top part is a half pillar, which also does have the clean version, but it also has the top part. The normal pillars also do now have a top part, so no matter what kind of height you want to work with, you can basically fit in these really cool looking pillars, which are going to be great supports for your builds, as you can see, because they are really, really nicely connected in a good way. And yeah, I think that's all the pieces of these. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying not to forget anything, because as you can see, there's quite a few options. So that's basically the building pieces, but then we have a lot of decoration options. So first of all, we have the crafting stations, which can be used, I thought it was on there, but not. That's a different skin, which can be used on a variation of structures. We've got the Bob Chaltail library here, which we can turn into a beautiful elven library with some really nice textures on it. Definitely one of my favorite pieces in the set. I really, really like the look of this. We also have the normal kind of like bookshelves that you can have, which are slightly different. Still some nice books and scrolls in there. And then of course the storage box itself, also really nice texture on that. Then we have the cam bench that we can change into a really cool desk. Gets in some nice details here with all the little things on the desk, the little bits of plants as well. Then we have a fabricator skin, which transforms it into something definitely fitting in a little bit more with these build structures, which is always nice. And as the skin says, there will be more utility crafting stations added after release as well. We have the Kuka here, which is another really nice looking set, which definitely offers a bunch of different opportunities if you combine all these pieces. We have our normal forges here, which look really cool as well once we've skinned them. We have our tech trough here. We have, of course, just the smithy as well that you can make it look nicer. Then the transmitter, one of the best ones. Like, look at this, the statue. It's so cool. It's so cool. I think this is going to get a slight change because it needs to get a visual beam when it's turned on. But even if you don't turn them on, if you just use them as very maybe expensive decorative pieces like I've done in my build, yeah, I think these look amazing. I really like this. But yeah, there's a lot of good structures here. We also have one for the water tank, which turns into a nice little well. Then we have some more pieces, some bigger pieces, as you can see. So first of all, we have the tech wrap that turns into this almost mythical looking portal with runes, which is definitely very nice, because this is always a little bit of the more difficult one to blend in. I'm actually going to move this lamppost because we're not really going to see what it's going to look like. I don't think that's this set though. We'll see that in a different set. But yeah, the replicator is there. We have the industrial forge, another one of the more big pieces that are always hard to kind of work into your base. But yeah, works very well in this way. This is all on base game. Cosmetics always work on base game structures. So it's only on mods if they use the same kind of tags, basically. But yeah, you can see this definitely will fit into your Elven builds a lot easier. Then we actually have teleporters as well, which look very nice. We have the small one, we have the medium one, and we have the large one over here too. So all of those you can make look very nice and make sure they match your building aesthetics, which is definitely refreshing. Then of course the normal trough also works in case you're not at the tech level yet. We will see those in the different skin. We have the beer barrel, but actually I almost forgot about this, but we also have the Bob Talltail's barrel. I believe that also got a skin, so let me just check. Yeah, there we go. So you can turn those into a little stack of barrels. That's going to be for a different skin. That's going to all be for a different skins, because those are technically not crafting stations. So those are all the crafting stations, but we have plenty of more decor to use. Actually, I'm gonna switch out some of the skins on my bar to get out the rest of the decor, because this goes up to kitchen. So we also have curtains and exterior decor available too. I heard a Rex. Why don't I see a message anywhere? Oh man, it's not showing, but I think that was the sound for becoming a member. Oh no, that was the Twitch. It was Twitch. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. The grill, cooking pot, and campfire aren't currently in there, but as I said, there is plans to add more after launch. One of the ones actually being added after launch is, I think I was allowed to tease this, is the cloning chamber, which I find very exciting, because not often that it gets a skin, and that's definitely one that is hard to blend into your builds. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be more additions. I've already asked, like, yeah, most crafting stations, you just want to match the vibe, because this is so different from normal ARK. You want to make sure that you can all match the vibes. So those were the crafting station skins. Then we have the interior deco skin, which of course goes on a lot of the interior deco. So that means we can have some chairs. There's actually some variants for this. I do really like this chair already. We also have a bit of a simpler chair. And then a bit of a taller chair, maybe like a little bit more of a throne-like chair. But yeah, some really cool versions on those. Then we also, of course, have a nice table and we have a nice bench. The table also offers a version that looks a little bit more like a leaf. Also really like the way that looks. So you have the stone version basically. And you have the leaf version, which is really nice. That's just a bench. That's not going to change. We also have a really nice bed with hangings around it. But, and that's very exciting, there's actually a second version as well, which looks amazing in my opinion. This is really, really nice. This is the Elven Structure skin, which releases this Thursday, so it's not out yet. It's a reveal. It's not released yet. Thursday you'll be able to get this one. But yeah, these beds I think look amazing, and yeah, you can add some really nice little details with those. Then you can also use them on the little storage box. Actually turns them into a little table, and also has some different versions to match your vibe, which I think is really cool. Really, really, really nice. Is the white paintable? Which white? You mean the structures? I'm pretty sure the structures are paintable, yes. Then we also have a really nice rug, which, let me just change the skins of the ground, because I think that's going to be a bit easier to see if I've done that. Because otherwise it's kind of poking into the structure itself, I think. There we go. We got this really nice looking rug skin. I'm not sure if there's a version for that. No, just this one. And we also have a saloon table skin. So if you want to have a big round table, you have that version, and you can change the sofa into something more appropriate too, which is really exciting in my opinion. Then this one can also change into a different shape, and you got a few versions available for those. The teleporter's paintable. Well, we can try. Haven't painted them yet. Where's my paint gun? Surely I have a paint gun on me. There we go. Let's just do something bright so that we instantly can tell. I don't think so, no. Teleporters don't look like. But I know there's still some things that are being worked on. So that might be possible in the future. But yeah, so those are some of the interior skins on those pieces. We can also, is that on this? Yeah, we can also use it on the trophy here to get some nice runes. So now I need to get my gun back out. So yeah, you have these runes to add as details around your base. So, you know, to decorate those walls, which is always nice. And then I'm pretty sure this also goes on this one. So yeah, if you want to have a nice chandelier, you can get these. You have normal lights or blue light. So depending on your kind of vibe, you can go for either. Pretty sure it also works on this one to get a really cool looking light. Again, both versions available, which is really nice. And really can change the aesthetic and the vibe of a place. Just looking at all the structures, I think we have them. Let me see if I haven't forgotten anything. So yeah, decor boxes is what we're going to check out in a little bit. Chair we did, table, benches, the bed, the box, the couch we did, saloon table, the lamp we did, chandelier, the trophy wall. Yeah, so everything except for these on the decor boxes, of course. So there's 3 sizes that you can use. So this is just the interior deco. For the small deco box, you have these little candles. You have some plants. You have a nice little globe. You have a bit of parchment. You have an open version. You've got a chessboard set. You've got an open book. And you've got an Elder Claw book, which I think is a really cool detail because they definitely fit the elven vibe the best out of most ARK creatures. So that's for the small deco box. Let's actually unskin this so that I don't forget to use it for the next skin. Then the medium one. Oh, the medium one has this nice plant, which is really cool. And then you also have this vase. You have more nice details, some chandeliers. So I don't think there's torch skins, but you do have this one, which also gives us a little bit of light. And we have some instruments. Then you have a nice basket and back to the plant. I really like the plant because it just adds some greenery. And then we have the big instrument and a little shelf here. So again, nice for details. Yeah, the vessel I just showed off. That's this set. So you have some different options there. So yeah, that is all the deco box skins for. That's just the interior deco skin, because we have much more to take a look at, because that was the interior decor, but we also have kitchen decor, which is for deco boxes. So not on any of the structures, because, well, the cooking pot, etc., that was already in the crafting skins, of course. But for your kitchen decor, you have for the small and medium deco boxes, you have some options. You have some nice food options available, so you can lay out your tables and have some nice dinner and some fancy cutlery. We have some nice details for on top of the table, some glasses, some drinks. Very nice to kind of fill up. We have some cups, some pans, everything you might want in the kitchen. So that's for the small one. For the medium one, we have these barrels. We've got some boxes of different foods just available as options. It's just a normal simple bed that I skinned. Just a normal simple bed. It's not unofficial yet. It's not released yet. It will release this Thursday. Thursday is the release. So then it's available. This is just showing off what this skin can do and hopefully get you excited for it. So that's the kitchen decor. So that can be used on the deco boxes. Then we also have exterior decor, which can be applied to deco boxes and the lamp. So let's take a look at those options. So the lamp right here, we can switch, which is really nice. And you can see we have a different lamp version, which I quite like. Also a blue version available for that one. So again, you can get some really nice lights, different glows on there as well, depending on what you're going for. And then we have a skin, not for the small one, but we have one for the medium one and for the big one. So let's look at the medium size first. We have a nice little cart here. We have some other decoration options. We have a rake here. We have some nice banners, and you can actually scale these as well if you want to make them bigger or smaller. So very useful. We got this really nice looking statue, which is definitely a really good addition around your base to add in some details. You also have this feature again with the lights. You can still scale this up and down as well. We have them with the blue lights too, if you think that is a better vibe for your base. And then finally we also have a nice boat. Yeah, a little bit of Lothlorien vibes for this one. I think this is a really nice little bit of detail that you could add around your base to decorate. So yeah, hopefully something that you can use. I think that's all the options that are available. But yeah, I quite like these the decoration options in this one. There is a bunch of things to bring a lot of life to your base. So that's the exterior decor that you can use. And then finally, we also have we need a deco box on here. We also have the curtain skin, which you might think that's a bit weird, which can also be applied to decor boxes, just a small one. So we can have that right over here, which of course you can add above your windows and get some really cool things going. Yes, an Elven skin coming out this Thursday. I don't know if the tech bed is coming. I could ask if they can make it available for the tech bed. I don't know if this would just work for the tech bed. Might be worth checking. But yeah, we have curtains. So you can have this, of course, above your window. You can have this one draping next to your window. And then you can also have this one. And we have another version, a closed one if you want to have full curtains. But you can see they're a little bit translucent. So you can see a little bit through them. So they still let in some light. We also have this one, which you can kind of hang down from things. So that's quite exciting. And then if I can hit it again, we're back to this. But the best thing about these is that, for example, if I've got a bigger window here, I can actually scale these up. So if I need my curtains to be bigger to reach to the floor, as you can see, you can just kind of keep scaling them up a little bit until they do reach the floor. I don't know if we when we reach the floor. This might be a little bit too far, so I might have to go to like 4.5. Nope, that's still a little bit too big. Good thing we have different steps available. There we go. So now you can see it's kind of drooping onto the floor, which is really nice to add in some details on the inside of your builds. So yeah, as you can see, there's quite a lot here already. Quite a few different sets, lots of decoration options, which can definitely help you get some Elven builds into your game. And I think there's definitely a few maps where this fits right in. I'm very excited for this because I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. So if you like that, this is definitely one to keep your eye out on, I think. Yeah, I know. I'm actually surprised there hasn't been any like Elven structure sets so far. But yeah, we're gonna get one Thursday, and I think it's a pretty good one. Rivendell, yeah. Oh yeah, you can build Rivendell with this one and more, yeah, with the Dwarven Builder skin for sure. This releases on Thursday. There's a few different looks for the doors and the walls. You can of course always look back in the stream to see all of the versions, because I only have a few versions here currently. But yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of decorations, and once you get to building, yeah, there's a lot you can do here. There's a lot you can do. I actually have been working on my own Rivendell, of course. There's 3 platforms, that's right. I need to fly over to the Redwoods, but let's first take a really quick look. I'm not going to go into too much detail for the building. I've got a video on that coming out for the release, but I did want to give a quick overlook. So you can see the structures combined and in a little bit more detail here with the different builds. And then we actually have the last homely house there. Elrond's house in the background. But yeah, you can see some of the curved roofs here on this bridge with the nice details. You can see some of the nice pillars here as well. Quite liking the look of this. I really like this spot in specifically just because of the waterfalls. Felt quite suiting. And then you can see I scaled up some of these structure sets to make some little shrines here. This is on Astraeus actually. The top left corner of Astraeus. And then we have another little gazebo here with a beautiful elven statue. I mean, I didn't build the where the council sat, but we have the house itself and the tower, etc. So we do have like a big base, and this is probably what I'm gonna do a tutorial of if people like it. Because I definitely like building it. So yeah, that video, the whole video on that is coming out soon. Let me actually fly my little shark butt all the way over to some redwood trees on this map so I can show you the tree platform. But yeah, I've been working on that build. I can actually show you a little bit of the shots whilst we fly over to that part of the world, because this trails is a big map, so I'm gonna take me some time to get there. But yeah, I've been really excited for this. I have been wanting to. I mean, I did already do a Rivendell build before, but using like modded pieces, so it's quite nice to have a structure skin available now, which will make it much easier to get some really cool elven builds going for everyone that wants to get some nice elven aesthetics in their lives. There we go. We have arrived over here. Let me make a tree platform. Let's just make sure that we just build a normal one. So yeah, we have a tree platform right here, and I think it's gonna be the wooden ones that have the skin. So you have the dogwood available, which already looks quite nice, but I think especially the lights that hang underneath it are very, very nice. And yeah, there's also a version without the lamps if you don't want them, but honestly, why wouldn't you want them? I think that's so nice. And I think there's also a white version available, which again has the lights with or without. Yeah, I think this is really cool. And as I said, the elven treehouse that I did, I've actually reskinned that with these skins, and that looks really, really nice. I think so. Yeah. Thank you for the gifts. So yeah, yeah, definitely not forgetting about this, because tree houses are definitely gonna fit the elven vibe for sure. So yeah, it's really nice to have a nice skin with this, I think. So yeah, that's that's that part. We needed to fly all the way to the other side of the world just to get one down, but yeah, as you can see, they look quite nice. You have the two versions. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be one for the stone sets, but it also makes less sense to be one available for those. So yeah, whether you want to go elven treehouse, elven base, there is going to be a lot of options possible with this cosmetic, which I think is very exciting. And from experience, I can tell you, I had a lot of fun working with this. You know, there's a lot of nice pieces in here. The curved pieces are amazing. You have a lot of deco options as well to actually decorate your bases, bring them to life. And there is already a lot in here right at launch, when it launched on Thursday. And there's going to be more things added later on as well, which is very exciting, I think. And I had a really good time building with this, and I can't wait for people to start building with these too, and see what cool elven builds we can get together. But yeah, you can build a little bit of your own Rivendell, your Lothlorien, any kind of elven vibe you want to go for, you can do. I could actually head over to my Ragnarok base, which I would have to switch maps, of course, to take a look at what the treehouse looks like. But yeah, you can just see some of the pieces here. I'm not going to show the whole build, as I said, because I already made a video about it. But yeah, you can see the trims on the roof, which is really nice. And oh yeah, some of the decorations, I think, just quite exciting. Quite exciting indeed. There's all the little deco options, the banners. We'll go into this one room. This is the only teaser you're gonna get. We got a nice table here. Could be a council meeting there, I suppose. Got a bit of a library going on. Trickling bodies are just hanging out inside. And then we have a beautiful dining hall here with all the different tables, the curtains on the sides. Yeah, some lovely aesthetics, I think. As I said, lots of little details available. Yeah, you have gates and frames as well. The normal sized gate is actually this one at the end. This is the normal gate. So very nice. All right, what I'll do is I'll quickly pop over to my Ragnarok base, which is my old Elven build that I did a while ago, then skinned with these new cosmetics, which definitely helps change them to more Elven vibes, of course. So let me quickly switch to that map and hope that won't take too long. But yeah, what do you guys think of this Elven skin? I've been very excited. I've been really wanting to share what I've been up to, and I finally can. I finally can. But yeah, it's so fun. I think it's so fun because it's so different from a lot of the cosmetics that we've seen. We have so many modern cosmetics, for example, which is great. But this feels like it fills a new niche, a new style that we didn't really have any proper options for yet, which is really exciting. I mean, I'm just also a big Lord of the Rings fan, so for me it's like a no-brainer. I've loved working on this build and with these skins, and I hope other people will have just as much fun with them once they release. Because it's just a really nice vibe. And I think if it's some of the maps like Ragnarok, Astraeos, Valgara, where you already have, especially some of the maps where you already have the Lord of the Rings references, I feel like this is going to be a pretty good addition to those. And it's going to fit right in. All right, let me find my Elven base and wait for the skins to load in, of course. Did we all enjoy the 1 week where skins loaded in instantly on PC? I really enjoyed that, but for some reason that's gone again. It could look really nice in Aberration, but I just don't really like the way Aberration performs and looks on Ragnarok or on Ascended so far. All right, let me just see and wait for my skins to load in. But yeah, I think it's a really nice pack for some cool unique builds, some nice different aesthetics for your ARK bases playthrough. Go crazy with the decorating, live your best Elven life. I'm just waiting for my my skins to load back in before we switch back to my in-game screen. But yeah, so for this week, there's gonna be another video showcasing the whole base, of course. I might cut down this stream into a video as well to showcase all the different pieces for people that missed it. So you can watch that back on YouTube. But yeah, also the full showcase of the Rivendell base is going to be there, and then I'll probably make a tutorial of some of the builds if people like them, because yeah, I would definitely want to have it as a base. I think it's very peaceful and it's a nice little aesthetic, something different. But yeah, let's see, have my cosmetics loaded in yet? No, they're coming. We need the Elven ones though. Yeah, it's something very different, but yeah, I think it's a nice, very, very nice welcomed addition to the cosmetic field, because there's so many now. There's so many good ones as well, of course, and it's always refreshing if you can do something very different. At least I find that always very refreshing, because you know, it gets a bit old doing the same kind of builds all the time, so it's nice to do something different. Okay, seems like more and more cosmetics are popping in. If only we would have done this last week, but the skins were loading in instantly. That was so nice, so nice. Really hope they managed to bring that back, because that makes my life a lot easier. Having my cosmetics show up instantly. Yes, for tutorials, all right. I thought so. I'm planning to record the tutorials this weekend, or at least a tutorial. And then just need to figure out if I can get it in the official limits. I have done a castle build so far. I probably will do more. I don't know when. So far I've done mostly castles that can also be done for official. I have done a CKF castle though. The Neuschwanstein castle, which is on the channel, and I did it on live stream, so you should be able to follow along if you want some inspiration for that. Come on, ARK, please load my skin. Please, please, please do. It's a good thing I prepared this little cinematic, because otherwise the waiting would have been really, really annoying. Now at least we have some nice things to look at. Come on, gotta load in by now. Oh, there we go. There's more skins pulling up. So yeah, there's gonna be some elven builds coming up then, and then I probably build some more because I really enjoyed working in this style. So I will probably want to build some more with this. But there's also even more cosmetics coming up. It's going to be another great year for cosmetics, I've got a feeling. So plenty of buildings coming up. Please, ARK, please, can you load this one skin that I want to see? One skin. Anyway, whilst we're waiting for this treehouse to load in, don't forget to leave a like. More Lord of the Rings inspired stuff. Not that I currently know of. I would love to see more Lord of the Rings inspired stuff, for sure. But there's definitely some exciting things coming. Definitely some exciting things. Some of those things have already been teased. So join my Discord if you want to see some of those teasers. Was this skin influenced by the 25th anniversary of the films? I don't know. Just to be clear, I did not make the skin. I can't make the skins. I wish I could. Although probably I wouldn't have time to make my builds. There we go. The skins have loaded in, so we can look at a beautiful treehouse. So if you want to go Lothlorien, here we are. It's very white, I will say. I think that might be influenced by the paint a little bit, because technically some of this build is still painted in my old build, and I just skinned over it. But the vibes, it's quite nice. It's the Elven Structure Skin, but it's not released yet. It will release on Thursday. But you can see, you can definitely get some Lothlorien Elven treehouse vibes with these skins too. For quite a different little aesthetic, but still also works very well. Oh, it seems like some of my variants have gotten a bit messed up here, because the skin has gotten some updates since I reskinned these. Oh, you can actually see that these roofs are technically green because I painted them before. But yeah, you can see the aesthetic definitely works. And you can see the treehouse in action here with the lights underneath, which I really love. Especially with like this ramp that I built up. So yeah. As I said, if you do plan on getting the skins when they release, if you follow the Elven treehouse tutorial that I have, I've only made minor adjustments to make this work. So yeah, you should be able to get yourself a nice treehouse if you want to. Which definitely works very well with Elven skins, of course. I don't know if I reskinned any of the interior too. Well, I do seem to have the water well. I think maybe not all of the skins. This is the first thing what I did, so I don't know if I've actually done all of the skins here. I seem to have done some of the storage, yeah. There we go. But yeah, definitely a nice little aesthetic, as you can see. So treehouse is definitely gonna look very, very cool with these Elven Structure Skins. So no matter what you want to go for, if you want to go Elven builds, this cosmetics is gonna definitely serve you very well, I think. Yeah, it's very exciting for the Lord of the Rings fans out there like me, because yeah, this comes very close to what we see in the movies. It's a very nice aesthetic in my opinion. It's definitely a skin very, very much welcomed, and I can't wait to see more people build with these, because I think it's gonna be quite an exciting skin to use for some new aesthetics in the ARK building landscape. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show off today. I just wanted to do a deep dive into the skins, into the variants. Can the white color be changed, or is it stuck to white? Well, you have two versions. You have this white wood, you also have darker brown wood, like normal wood. So you have two versions available of the wood textures already, and you can do a bit of painting. I think that's still going to change a little bit. It's going to be updated, maybe even before launch. So it might take paint a little bit differently. I haven't done a lot of painting with it yet. Just on focused on getting my build done, because I went quite big with my Rivendell my Rivendell base. But yeah, very exciting. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guys. If there's no more questions, I think that's going to be it for today. Again, hopefully you like what you see. Rivendell base is full showcase is going to be up later this week, and on Thursday this beautiful Elven Structure Skin pack will be released. If you like it, you can get your hands on it then, and support an awesome mod maker that made this skin. I think this is her first mod as well, which is even more impressive, because this looks amazing, and it's gonna be exciting. Warship or boat? I don't really do a lot of boats or builds. Maybe I don't know. Boats or ships? I haven't done much of those. I've just made a crashed pirate ship. Maybe for Genesis, you know, it's gonna be pirates, so we might build a ship. But yeah, this is I can't believe that this is the first mod. Like, it's amazing. It looks great. Very excited about being able to show these now, and maybe do some more builds in the future. Although, as I said, there's even more cool skins coming, and I have many more builds that I'll be doing in the foreseeable future. So plenty to keep us ARK players busy and satisfied, I would say. Yeah, and it's going to get more updates, so it's only going to get better. And I think for launching, it has a lot, really a lot to offer, which is great. It's great. I had a lot of fun working with this skin, and I'm sure I'll do more builds with this in the future. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like if you're here on YouTube, and of course, don't forget to follow, subscribe, or whatever it's called on every different platform. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next video or the next stream. For now, that's going to be it for today, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.